history. Guy sitting to my right is the leading goal scorer in the history of the franchise. You guys often had bright moments against opposition on paper that seemed to be a little bit better.
Yeah, we did. I think, you know, we may have been seen as a middle-of-the-road club, but I think we felt like every time we stepped on the field we could win, and we were championship contenders every season we played.
And in particular had some bright moments against some of the visiting international sides. Thompson strikes the corner, and the Kickers strike first. Connor Shinosky, his first goal of the season.
Scotty Thompson with an in-swinging cross. And then the big central defender, Connor Shinosky, getting up early. Looked like he just nipped in front of the goalkeeper to get his head on it.
Shinosky, former DC United contract player. 5 career goals in league play. And the Kickers, who've had a remarkable run of scoring first in this stadium this season, do it for the 8th time in their last 9 across all competitions.
You can see here Scott whips it in, puts in a great ball, and nice little header. Good strength from Connor Shinosky to hold off the defender and the goalkeeper and get his noggin on it.
Didiak. Broken up by Shinosky. Didiak recovers. Now Iglesias. Lopez. Sanchez. Didiak. Service blocked by Lee, but that will be an Espanyol corner. Each team now with 2.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough night for the Richmond fullbacks. Like I mentioned on Monday, they really focus on getting the ball wide and isolating those guys 1v1. They're going to run at you and try and get a lot of service in.
Now the Kickers have a cushion as Alex Lopez, up from the RCD B squad, serves it in. That's deflected out by Thompson. Darter trying to restart the attack. Javi Lopez. Perez plays in. But Imura there to start the clear. Alex Lee, the Guam international. Headed forward by Sanchez, but right to Bame. Now Fernando.
And Bame with a solid performance in his first start at the weekend for Atlanta, so he's going to look to build on that.
Had to wait over 3 months to get his turn. Braden Troyer playing yet another role on this team, and a solid tackle from Bame. And play continues. Alex Lee as Baptistao back on his feet. Shinosky back for Spangenberg. Trevor Spangenberg, 1 game of MLS experience. Back with Chivas USA. A near calamity in the back, but cleaned up by Spangenberg. Perez. Darter. Goal kick coming for Richmond. Well, Espanyol's annual payroll could probably have funded the entire history of the Kickers franchise, but one area where these two teams are even is international players. Each current roster has 2 players who've been called up internationally this year. Perez trying to keep it in play. It's out for a Richmond throw. Alex Lee has played with Guam. Mikael Williams, who we'll likely see in the second half for the Kickers. Trinidad and Tobago. Resumes are a little more impressive for RCD, but score sheet says each team has 2 internationals. Here's one of them, Alex Lee. That was broken up by Hermoso. Nice turn by Baptistao. Physically taken off the ball by Troyer. Lee. Greg Bame, and Boy, Baptiste maybe a little frustrated. Almost kind of wonder if he took that foul just to have a chat with the referee for a second.
Yeah, he had a couple of hard tackles on him, so probably a little bit frustrated. Goal down, so just taking his frustration out there on Bame.
Espanyol will play one more game on their U.S. tour at FC Cincinnati, which next year will be a Major League Soccer franchise, but currently toils in the same league as the Kickers. Alex Lee looking for Gonzalez for Fernando. Got a piece around Hermoso, but Roberto there to clean it up. Nice touch from Bame for Braden Troyer. Fernando. Gonzalez. Broken up by Hermoso as Schreiber went down edge of the 6, courtesy of Sergio Sanchez.
Yeah, nice little build-up play from Richmond. Good run from Gonzalez, just kind of going away from the goal, so it was tough to get any power on the cross, and ended up being a pretty simple clearance for Espanyol.
Roberto, the veteran, one of 3 goalkeepers currently in camp and by far the most experienced professionally. Off Troyer for an Espanyol throw. Javi Lopez will get it restarted. Sanchez. A little room for Victor Sanchez. Iglesias. Baptiste blocked by Milan Roberts. Now Darter looking for Iglesias. In the end, harmless. Mention Iglesias a bit at the top. He'll be really a guy to keep an eye on because Espanyol has to find some goals someplace.
Yeah, you can see already they've put quite a bit of service in, but right now just kind of overhitting it. They've got to make sure they get numbers in the box and frame the box. Got to get near post, far post, edge of the box.
Sergio Sanchez. Not for Javi Lopez. Back for Sanchez. Now Victor Sanchez. Broken up by Troyer for Imura. Gonzalez draws a foul from Alex Lopez. Lopez, one of several youngsters up from the Espanyol B side. Lee. Raul Gonzalez, University of Memphis product. Milan Roberts played university soccer in Canada and once had a tryout with the Edmonton Eskimos. Shinoski. Fernando. Well, Fernando gets out of traffic. Greg Bame. Now Scott Thompson. Braden Troyer. New role as a defensive midfielder in the Kickers' revamped 4-1-4-1. He's played inside back, outside back, more of an attacking midfield role.
Yeah, very versatile player.
Roberts probing for Schreiber, but that turns out to be a little overly ambitious. Approaching the 20th minute, Kickers enjoying a 1-0 lead over RCD Espanyol. Connor Shinoski redirecting a corner kick. The goal Espanyol gave up in their first preseason game against a third division Spanish side. Also came off a set piece. Hernan Perez. Darter back for Victor Sanchez. Looking for Baptiste, who was shouldered off by Shinoski. Baptiste having one of those nights early. Imagine you got banged around a little bit from time to time.
Definitely.
Iglesias Baptiste. Oh! But Roberts got just enough of that to make it a comfortable save for Spangenberg.
Dangerous moment there for Richmond.
Looks like another one might be forthcoming, but Perez whistled for the foul. Free kick coming for the Kickers.
Yeah, it ended up being a goal-saving slide there. Forward maybe just taking half a second too long.
Milan Roberts might be a little bit of a secret weapon in the second half of the season. Out all year with a couple of different injuries since middle of training camp. Scott Thompson, Fernando for Brian Shriver. Now Gonzalez, Greg Bame. Gonzalez, an optimistic try. And one challenge in a game like this, Matthew, is you're playing an opponent that's just going to play the game faster than you do. So the challenge is to kind of keep that pace but stay within yourself, which I would imagine is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they're in preseason. You know, they still have about 3 weeks to go until their opening game. So, you know, they're certainly not as sharp as they'll be, you know, in the middle of La Liga season. So that definitely evens the playing field a little bit.
Troyer got a touch right there, but Lopez came away with it. Perez out for Didac. That was cleared away by Shinoski. Espanyol will start to regroup through Roberto. Started 34 games with Malaga last season, but didn't have a whole lot of fun. Malaga wound up relegated at the end of the campaign. Shinoski heads forward for Bame. Now Braden Troyer, University of South Carolina product. Lee played at Maryland before taking advantage of his Guam international eligibility. Imura back for Bame.
Yeah, Alex gives me a hard time because he never actually assisted on one of my goals. Of course, I blame him.
Well, you have to. I mean, there were plenty of them to assist on. Assists for everybody there. 23rd minute, 1-0 Kickers. A Connor Shinoski header, the margin of difference. Some high pressure there from Bame, but Lopez handles to Sergio Sanchez. Played a little bit in Russia with Ruben Kazan. Has also had time with Malaga and Sevilla. Here's Didac. Nice turn from Darter. And the strike from distance. A bit ambitious there from Hernan Perez.
Yeah, Richmond have to be careful, especially when these players get the ball in and around the box, because obviously there's going to be a lot of quality and just a moment of brilliance, and the game can be tied up.
David Bulow, the Kickers head coach for about a month. Kind of a tweener tonight. He was really decked out in his first home match here as head coach. Then was in the winter gear Saturday night. Tonight's kind of off as casual. Darter back for Didac. Victor Sanchez. Lopez. Perez. Javi Lopez. Shinoski gets ahead to that, but only as far as Didac. Now Darter. Perez kept it alive. Lopez. Baptistao unable to subdue it.
Nice build-up play from Espanyol there. Obviously, they're going to want to get some type of end product, some type of shot.
The bar behind the goal to our left, above Trevor Spangenberg. Just about standing room only tonight. Red Army in solid voice early here. Hermoso heads forward. Lee broken up by Didac. Gonzalez trying to recover. Darter has a different idea. Perez taken away by Malin Roberts. And a Richmond throw forthcoming as Victor Sanchez played it out. 6th minute, 1-0 Kickers on a goal by Shinaski. Gonzalez for Fernando. That's Brian Shriver. Shriver with options, lays it off for Thompson. Now Brian Shriver, Kickers' leading goal scorer this season. He's had goals in 2 straight. Imura. For Japan, lays it off for Thompson. That was broken up by Javi Lopez. Dame trying to get back into play, forced it out.
Similar situation there for Richmond, some good build-up play, but then again, no end product, so definitely want to try and get some sort of good cross in, some type of shot on goal when you get into good areas of the field like that.
Saw Ruby momentarily on the Espanyol bench. Manager for officially less than 2 months. Brayden Troyer. Connor Shinoski. Luis Fernando. Dame. Imura. Back for Roberts. Imura lays it off for Schreiber. Fernando stumbling in pursuit. Didac started to clear. Also wide for Lopez. There's the captain's armband for Espanyol tonight. Moso. Darter. Iglesias! Little burst of pace there at the end.
Yeah, good timing on his run to get in behind the defender there. He could be disappointed he didn't hit the target. See here, good through ball. And a nice run in behind.
Roberts lays it back for Troyer. He's playing almost kind of a sweeper when the Kickers are on the attack. It looks more like a back 3. Iglesias comes up with that. Iglesias, a desperate goalkeeping from Trevor Spangenberg, keeps the Kickers in front.
Yeah, 2 of the best chances there for Espanyol in the game so far.
3rd corner here for Espanyol. Troyer got a piece, but only as far as Perez, but that was blocked by Bame. Out for an Espanyol throw. Miguel Williams already putting his game gear on. I thought the Kickers might switch on Moss as an 11. They've dressed 22 tonight. They planned to play them all, but I thought maybe they would play them all one half apiece. Didac lays it off for Darter. Service in! And Iglesias unable to get it on frame.
It's 3 good looks for Espanyol now in the last few minutes. I think Ruby will be pleased that they're starting to create chances, but obviously now they've got to put the ball in the back of the net.
Kickers are going to go early to the bench. I wonder if Milan Roberts, maybe not quite 45 minutes fit yet. Williams, former MLS player with international experience, now marching to the center line. Here's Baptistao. Didac. Didac against Troyer. Troyer holds his ground, but we will get free kick at an interesting spot here.
You see Braden here trying to get pretty physical. Not too much in it, but the referee thought there was enough contact to give the free kick. Now a dangerous opportunity here for Espanyol.
See if they get the sub in. They're trying to get Williams in. I'm not sure the officials are going to allow it. Fourth official has Williams, and he will replace Milan Roberts here. So Roberts goes half an hour in his first game of the season. That's nice moments. Could really be a help as the Kickers try to claw their way back into the playoff hunt.
Yeah, he had one goal-saving tackle there, so definitely had some bright moments. I'm sure he's pleased to get some minutes under his belt.
Meanwhile, dangerous free kick here for Espanyol. Was deflected by Lee, cleared by Troyer, but not all the way out. But again, the opportunity from Hernan Perez sails harmlessly out of play.
Yeah, another dangerous moment here. You see the ball goes in and comes off the chest of Alex Lee. It looked like ball dropped down. Anything can happen in those moments, and then volley over the bar.
Bame trying to get it out of traffic. Back pass from Troyer is cleared by Spangenberg. Headed forward by Sanchez. Gonzalez. Nice ball for Shriver. And Shriver untroubling for Roberto. Past the half-hour mark, Kickers out in front 1-0 against La Liga opponent RCD Espanyol. Here's Alex Lee. Fernando. Back for Lee and Troyer. Bame. Fernando. Thompson for Shriver. The offside flag was up. Lee Calaway had some interesting comments about the similarities between these clubs. Espanyol, an historic side, original members of La Liga, and history goes back 117 years. Well, they have never tasted a championship. They've been consistent first division members. Kickers, those tuning in on BN or elsewhere, not familiar with the franchise, the oldest continuously operated professional soccer franchise in the United States. Charleston disputes that. They'll have a chance to work it out on the field Saturday night.
Yeah, Charleston obviously one of the big rival games for Richmond. Lots of battles and championship games throughout the years with Charleston.
The Kickers, like Espanyol, a heritage team in their league, but of modest means. The Kickers now trying to figure out how to compete against, relatively speaking, financial giants like Nashville, Cincinnati, Louisville. Here's Didac. Room for Alex Lopez, closed down by Bame. Lee Calaway, the Kickers director of soccer, actually spent some time trying to pick brains here as Sanchez ball winds up out of play. Espanyol has found ways to be competitive, if not quite championship quality, in a league that features some of the most famous names in the world, one of which is located inconveniently across town.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to want to try and break into that top half of the table this year.
Last time they participated in what we now call the Europa League was 2007 after they won their fourth Copa del Rey in 2006. Darter layoff for Perez. Deflected out by Alex Lee. Corner number 4. The kickers were a lot of sorts on the back line there.
Yeah, they're very tricky balls to defend when crosses come in right across the 6 like that. You can see the defenders all have they're all facing their own goals, so they're very tricky to clear out. So Alex doing the smart thing and just putting it out for a corner kick.
Sanchez got a piece of that. Fernando subdued the ball, and as it turns out, Espanyol was offside. So the 37th minute, Connor Sinoski's goal still stands. Richmond Kickers 1, RCD Espanyol 0 from City Stadium. Rain has not hampered the game portion of our proceedings tonight. Here's Didak. Again, looking for Iglesias, and Spangenberg had to hustle off his line. Iglesias finding room. Troyer back for Mikel Williams, the 31st minute substitution for Milan Roberts. Thompson for Shriver. Shriver against Baptistao. Turns it the other way. Spirited battle between Gonzalez and Baptistao. Quick restart for Darter, looking for Iglesias. And we are level.
Yeah, you can see number 7, Iglesias, has been making some very dangerous runs in behind. He's been a big headache for the defenders, for the Richmond defenders.
Kickers pleading for an offside there.
Again, just a through ball, well-timed run, and a nice finish, a little scoop over the Richmond goalkeeper.
And it appeared the request for an offside was begging just a bit. So Borja Iglesias, who scored 22 goals in the second division last season, scores his first of preseason play. And we are deadlocked at 1 in the 38th minute. Connor Sinoski is getting a talking to from Mr. Griggs, our central referee tonight.
Yeah, I think he's a little upset with the call. I think he felt maybe Iglesias was a half yard offside there, just half a step off maybe.
Kickers haven't had the best of luck in that area in league play this year. A couple of controversial decisions taking points out of the standings. Gonzalez goes down after Murray's ball resulted in a turnover, and now Darter picks up a yellow card. He had 6 last season while spending most of his year with RCD Espanyol, but also had some time with the Olympique Lyonnais, played in the top French flight briefly. Darter, yellow card, 40th minute. Kickers and Espanyol level at 1. Shriver broken up by Sanchez. Now Didak Hermoso. Back for Roberto. Javi Lopez. Baptistao prevented Murrah from turning it quickly the other way. Winds up an Espanyol throw. But Lopez unable to keep it in play. Sanchez took it away from Bame. Javi Lopez hounded by Imura. And Imura whistle for a foul, gets a little bit of a talking to from Mr. Griggs. 41st minute, 1-1. Fernando trying to cause trouble. Fernando through 3 defenders and then draws the foul from Darter, who's already on a yellow.
Good work from Luis Fernando there. Good strength on the ball, good skill. He was trying to get the ball out of his feet to try and get a strike on goal, and gets taken down.
Darter, by the way, also had a caution against Yui Olat, the 3rd division Spanish side that tangled with Espanyol just prior to Espanyol's departure. Shriver and Thompson standing over it. They have both scored highlight film goals on free kicks this season. Thompson with service. Troyer unable to get on the end.
Yeah, a little bit far out probably to shoot this one, so they decide to clip it to the back post, and I think it was just kind of an awkward height for Braden. Just maybe needed to make his run towards the goal to attack it, not let that ball bounce.
Steal by Braden Troyer! And Richmond back in front!
Defensive error here from Espanyol. See the goalkeeper just trying to play it out to his centre back, and good read from Braden Troyer to get on the end of it. Goalkeeper got his fingertips to it and just nipped it off the post.
Not a lot of guys from the University of South Carolina can say their first professional goal came against a La Liga's side. Braden Troyer may be the exclusive member of that club. And the kicker's back in front, 2-1 in the 43rd minute.
Yeah, Troy, who's typically more of a defensive player, finding himself in the thick of the action there.
Roberto trying to send the thick of the action the other way, but that's headed forward by Williams. Hermoso kept it away from Fernando. Now Didac. Through ball for Perez, but flag was up and Spangenberg had it covered. The kicker back line continues to be tested by diagonal runs. Didac comes up with a steal there. Baptistao broken up by Troyer. Recovered by Sanchez. Javi Lopez. In for Baptistao, got a touch. Now Lee in pursuit. Clears, but only as far as Didac. And Lee able to step in front of Iglesias. Now Gonzalez has some room. I was trying to lay it off for Imura, and they were not on the same page. Final minute of the 45. Lopez. Baptistao. And we get a foul as Baptistao was entangled with Williams, who tumbled. And That will go Richmond's way. Then we'll get 1 additional minute.
You can see here again, Espanyol trying to get into 1v1 positions to get that ball across and end up bringing down Williams.
Now we're in the minute of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Right, Troyer, that was a little light and gave Hernan Perez an opportunity. Broken up by Lee, now Fernando, hounded by Lopez. Darter. Javi Lopez. Lee volleys it clear. Bame plays further along, but only as far as Didac. Still about 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Victor Sanchez. Hernan Perez. Closed down by Lee. Troyer got a piece. Perez went down. Shadowski hacks it out. And the first half brought to a close. And the Richmond Kickers lead RCD Espanyol, much to the delight of the Red Army. The home side up a goal in tonight's friendly here from City Stadium. An alert Braden Troyer putting Richmond back on top. Kickers go into the room at the end of 45. 2-1 up on RCD Espanyol.
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on road with ProPilot Assist that helps keep you centered in your lane. The technology of tomorrow, available today. This is your last chance to save on America's best-selling SUV and our entire lineup. It's time for an upgrade. Hurry into Nissan Now. Exclusive offers and this event end April 2nd. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models or save up to $10,500 on select models.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
She works as a meteorologist at CBS 6, but Nikki D. Ray does all kinds of jobs. Roll call.
I'm Nikki D, the construction worker. I'm Nikki D, the insurance agent. I'm Nikki D, the doctor. I'm Nikki D, the fast food cook. I'm Nikki D, the referee. I'm Nikki D, the teacher. I'm Nikki D, the beekeeper. I'm Nikki D, the race car driver.
Nikki D, Can You Be Me? On CBS 6 this morning.
We're back at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. John Emmett along with Matthew Delicott. International friendly here tonight. The Richmond Kickers of the United Soccer League, second division in the United States, tangling with RCD Espanyol of La Liga, the top flight in Spain. There's the Kickers out in front 2-1 after 45 minutes. At times early, it appeared the Kickers were kind of hanging by their thumbs on the back line, but Spangenberg, couple of saves as the weather that plagued warm-ups has not been a factor during the game here tonight. The Kickers drying off Spangenberg early with the big stop on Iglesias, who had an impressive first half.
Yeah, Espanyol certainly created a lot of chances. I think they'll be disappointed with some of their finishes. A lot of them were off target. And credit to Richmond for sticking 2 goals away.
When the Kickers had the opportunity, they did counter aggressively. And Roberto was sorely tested there by Shriver.
Yeah, you see that one, the goalkeeper's come out for it and unable to get his hand on it, and Connor Shinosky just nips in front and heads it right down the center of the goal.
And Shinosky, who's not scored in the regular season, giving the Kickers a 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, Schreiber with a couple of nice opportunities from outside the box. Obviously he has that ability to score. And then this one, a nice... Iglesias made a lot of runs in behind and was causing a lot of trouble, and could sense a goal coming for Espanyol.
Iglesias had a terrific season in the second division in Spain last year, but a bit of a howler there from Espanyol there at the end of the first half, and Braden Troyer scoring as a pro for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. That's one where the goalkeeper should be playing it to the outside just to be a little bit safer, and you know, good read from Braden and a nice finish.
Well, another strong opening 45 for the Kickers, who've made a habit of that at home this season. Once the sun goes down, it's been, in a sense, kind of past their bedtime. The second half has been a problem going back about 2 months now.
Yeah, I spoke to David after the game, and he was really pleased with the performance. But obviously, you know, it's got to turn into 3 points and wins during the league. So I think he's going to be really happy with this first half. But obviously, it's a game of two halves, so they've got to come out and do the same thing in the second half.
And it may literally be a game of two halves. Espanyol dressing 23 tonight, including 2 backup goalkeepers. The Kickers dressing exactly 22, which leads one to believe we may see 11 for 11, or in the Kickers' case, 10 for 11 subs at halftime, because Mikel Williams came in 30 minutes in for Milan Roberts, who was playing his first competitive soccer of the season, having fought through injuries. But literally, it may be a completely different game in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, another great opportunity for maybe some of the players that haven't been starting, and to show, you know, Coach Bueller what they can do. So I'm sure, you know, these guys will be itching to get on the field and show off in front of their home fans.
And Coach Bueller has changed some things up a little bit in his month-long tenure tactically in terms of formation and in terms of lineup. But here the Kickers, on goals by Shinosky and Troyer, lead RCD Espanyol, whose tally came from Iglesias. Kickers 2, Espanyol 1. Back with more halftime next.
Hurry in for big savings on Road with ProPilot Assist that helps keep you centered in your lane. The technology of tomorrow, available today. This is your last chance to save on America's best-selling SUV and our entire lineup. It's time for an upgrade. Hurry in to Nissan now. Exclusive offers and this event end April 2nd. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $10,500 on select models.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches, and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
And we are back at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. John Emmett along with Matthew Delicott. It's international friendly soccer under foreboding clouds drifting in. We had some hard rain during warm-ups, stopped in time for the game, but now some threatening clouds drifting overhead, but thus far not disrupting the proceedings. Halftime stats presented by Valpak, valpak.com, your 24/7 source for nonstop savings on hundreds of Richmond area businesses and local restaurants. Don't have the famous blue envelope with you? Download the free Valpak app for even easier savings. Valpak.com, it is like printing money. Not surprisingly, Espanyol outshot the Kickers 8-4 in the opening 45, but only 3 of those Espanyol shots were on frame, each keeper with 2 saves in the opening 45. Espanyol 3 corners to the Kickers 2. Fouls were 6 for Espanyol with the 2 additional fouls, and they were offside twice to the Kickers once in the opening 45. It's been a fun 3.5 days having a top-flight European side in Richmond and really kind of putting roots down a little bit as opposed to some of the other visitors we've had over the years who fly in, play the game, get out. Espanyol putting on a kids clinic here Monday night. I know, Matthew, you were on hand for that one.
Yeah, we got to see them train. You know, kids got to come out and kick the ball around with some of the players. So great experience for the youth of Richmond to have such a great team and great bunch of people coming in to, you know, show them a different culture and a different way of style of play.
Espanyol working hard on this trip. It's not exactly been a vacation. They've gone through 2-a-day practices utilizing both City Stadium and the Kickers Ucrop Park facility across the river in Chesterfield. As Espanyol with much to be done, replacing a top goal scorer, replacing their first-team goalie from last year, new manager, and the La Liga schedule will be upon them probably before they know it. They play at Cincinnati Saturday, then fly back to Europe. They have one friendly scheduled against Borussia Mönchengladbach when they return to Spain. And then in mid-August, it is La Liga time, and they are hoping they can find a way to get themselves back into European football, improving on an 11th place finish last season. And to do it, we talked a little bit in the first half about some of the similarities between the clubs. Espanyol builds their first team heavily around their youth program. Players come all the way through the club. The reserve team they run, Espanyol B, competing this year in the 3rd division of Spanish football. And when you go back and you look, even though a lot of the guys on their current roster played in other places, then came back to Espanyol, a surprisingly high percentage of this team started their pro career by coming through the youth program.
Yeah, and I think that's how, you know, a lot of clubs here in the U.S. now are trying to mimic that. And you know, it's we've seen it with Richmond United players coming up and featuring for the pro team, which is great to see. So I think you know, Richmond has a great setup with their youth system and sending players off to college and onto the professional ranks, and you know, players like a Chris Durkin now who's starting regularly in the MLS for DC United and hopefully going to make it onto the men's national team one day. So it's great to see that you know, that style system kind of being set up here in the States as well.
Espanyol coached by Ruby, who is in his first season here, but has had an interesting career for a while. He was sort of the Sam Allardyce of La Liga. Teams that were in trouble would fire their managers at midseason and bring him in to try to stave off relegation. Didn't work out particularly well, but last time around, he wound up leading a minnow-sized club, a team that in a lot of ways you could compare to the Kickers, and took that club all the way to the first division, earning their first ever promotion. And it come off a great year with Huesca last season, their first ever trip to La Liga. Their home stadium seats 7,500, and they're now going to compete with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, that's definitely an impressive feat by the coach there. I think he's definitely obviously going to want to have a good preseason with these guys and make sure they kind of buy into the system moving into their La Liga season.
Looked like a 4-3-2-1 from a 4-2-3-1 from La Liga, from Espanyol in the first half, and that has been Ruby's favorite system. He played that almost exclusively last season with Huesca in the second division. Meanwhile, last season with Espanyol going through two different managers, they were 4-4-2. They were 3 in the back for a while, went back to the 4-4-2 at the end of the year, finished the season with a flourish. They were 4-0-1 in their last 5, but now learning new tactics, and that's probably a big part of what they try to do during their time here in Richmond.
Yeah, definitely, and it'll be interesting to see if they bring out the same team or make changes. It looks like Richmond will change the entire team at halftime, and be interesting to see if maybe these guys go for another 15-20 minutes as their season approaches.
It looks like Espanyol is going to stay with the group that started the opening 45. See, Iglesias is out there. Hermosa, it's still Roberto who will be in goal. And while the kickers will sub Almas here, it looks like Espanyol will stay with their original 11. Hernan Perez out there.
Yeah, it's pretty typical for in preseason. Like you mentioned, they split 45s in their first one, and now maybe these guys will go for 60, 70 minutes. And as the season gets closer and closer, you know, they've got to get 90 minutes match fit, so they're going to have to play more and more minutes as preseason wears on.
So we will see 10 changes for Richmond, and none, it appears, for Espanyol. We got Didac, Sergio Sanchez, Mario Hermoso, Javi Lopez, the back 4. Then it's Darter and Sanchez kind of holding mids, Alex Lopez in the middle, and then Iglesias and Perez just behind Leo Baptistao, who plays up top, with Roberto in goal. Meanwhile, kickers will go with a back 4 of Austin Yearwood, Mikel Williams, Evan Lee, who's played very sparingly this season, and Matt Bolduc, who's lined up in a couple of different spots. Then Neil Lavity, Oscar Umar, Fred Owusu-Sakiri, Brandon Eaton, Kobe Osewusu, and then Giuseppe Gentile up top for the kickers. You see how they stay in the 4-1-4-1, and who plays that D-midi role. Travis Wara, who's done the bulk of the goalkeeping this season, is now between the sticks for Richmond. So 10 changes for the kickers at halftime, and thus far none for Espanyol. It is 2-1 as the second 45 underway. Lopez plays for Baptistao. Back to Javi Lopez. Sanchez. Hermoso. The veteran Roberto. That's off Lopez and out for a Richmond throw. Looks like Brandon Eaton will play the defensive midfield role. Yearwood throws in for Fred Owusu-Sakiri. Nice turn from Fred. Then dispossessed by Baptistao, who draws a foul. Darter will restart. Darter back for Sanchez. Roberto out for Hermoso. Hernan Perez. Broken up by Mikel Williams. Kobe Osewusu unable to get on the end of it.
Yeah, one of the drills Espanyol were doing on Monday, was an attacking drill to goal, but if the defenders won the ball, they had 8 players and they needed to get about 10 passes to play their way out of pressure. So obviously he wants them to be comfortable playing out of the back, especially when teams are coming high pressing them.
Didac rolls it all the way back to Roberto. Evan Lee got ahead to that. Perez battling with Oscar Umar. Sanchez. Hernan Perez. Dummy from Baptistao for Lopez. Wara punches clear. Umar back for Austin Yearwood. Charlotte native. Played college soccer at High Point. And those watching on BN maybe not familiar with the USL. Probably 60 to 70% former college players. Fred Owusu-Sakiri, VCU. Oscar Umar, Villanova. Broken up by Iglesias, then deflected by Matthew Bulldog. Kickers up 2-1. Scoring first on Connor Shinoski header off a corner kick. Borja Iglesias answering. Wara well off his line to deny an opportunity there, and Owusu-Sakiri draws a foul.
Yeah, I'm sure Travis Wara was watching the first half, seeing the runs that are coming in behind. A lot of dangerous runs, especially from Iglesias. So Travis will be keeping, staying on his toes, high on his line there.
That was broken up by Lopez, who has a brief misunderstanding with Bolduc. Iglesias leveling the match in the middle of the first half before a goalkeeping mistake by the 20-year veteran Roberto. Distribution that was cleanly swiped and turned into a goal by Braden Troyer, the first of his professional career. Though it doesn't actually count.
That's right. It'll count to him.
There'll be a story behind that one. Again, looking for Iglesias, this time Wara there to clean it up. Brandon Eaton. It's picked off by Hernan Perez. Darter. Broken up by Yearwood. Owusu-Sakiri. Oscar Umar. Sakiri again. Sakiri hounded by Lopez. Evan Lee. It's been a brief spell with FC Cincinnati. Next opponent for RCD Espanyol. That'll be Saturday night at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, and probably a crowd of 30,000 plus on hand. Or drills that ball out of play. '51st minute, 2-1 Kickers. They've claimed a First Division European scalp previously. 2-0 win here over Swansea City 2 years ago. Baptistao. Javi Lopez. Sanchez. Lopez. Wara able to punch it as far as Neil Lavity. Takes the captaincy here in the second half. A little bit of rain starting to fall again. Darter. Lopez. And Wara handles that. Giuseppe Gentile getting his first touch. He's a guy I'm convinced is going to have a tremendous media career when soccer's over. Already the host of the YouTube hit Kicking It with Juice, pro athlete cooking show. Lavity back for Wara was able to restore some order. Now Gentile trying to get on the end of the ball from Sakiri. Roberto out to clear, and as it turns out, Gentile was offside. He was giving Spanish language interviews in some of the Espanyol media.
Yeah, I think the Richmond fans appreciate the humor and getting to know the players behind the scenes.
And he is fluently bilingual. Darter. And that was broken up by Yearwood with a little burst. Osewusu. Yearwood. Around Hermoso. Service in. Headed out to Lopez. Well cleared by Sanchez.
Good moment from Richmond there, but again, there's only one player at one red shirt in the box, so I think David's definitely going to want to get 2 or 3 guys in the box for those moments when those balls come across.
Lopez. Sanchez, little trouble, and Worcester security trying to make it hurt, and he draws a yellow card. Victor Sanchez for the second caution of the game.
Good work from Owusu, good strength here. Get goal side of the ball and then gets brought down. See the referee bringing out a couple of yellow cards now during the game, even though it's a friendly. He definitely wants to keep control.
Gravity will restart. Brandon Eaton, broken up by Sanchez. And rapidly the other way, Wara had to come way off his line to deny Iglesias, whose pace has been a little more than I think you typically see in a USL game. Wara under pressure here, clears for Yearwood. Lopez up for the header. Owusu Sakiri trying to find Gentile. And now his pace trying to cause problems. Gentile fights off Didac. Gentile broken up by Sanchez. Gentile trying to win it back. And he earns a corner with the back heel off Didac.
Good play from Richmond. Great ball from Owusu. And good strength from Gentile there to knock the defender off the ball. Just unfortunate, he tried to cut it back. Couldn't quite get on the end of it to get a shot on frame.
Mentioned Roberts returning to the lineup after missing the entire season. Gentile was out more than 2 months with a knee injury before returning Saturday against Atlanta. Yearwood will hit the corner. Another chance for Yearwood. Oscar Umar lays it off for Bolduc. Didac the sliding tackle. And Perez lost it out for a Richmond throw. Lavity back for Eaton. Subs warming up for Espanyol as we approach the 60th minute. Kickers with 2 11s tonight. Bolduc got a piece of that, broken up by Didac. Again, a throw for Espanyol. Well, the Red Army has seen the home side grab a lot of leads. Closing them been another issue. Evan Lee breaks that up. Oh, we have 2 balls on the field. Now we're down to 1. Lopez. Alex Lopez for Javi Lopez. Baptistao with service. Darter unable to get on the end.
You see a similar game plan for Espanyol, trying to get the ball into wide positions and put the ball across. Obviously, forwards are dependent on that service coming in to score goals, and it's been lacking a little bit for Espanyol in this second half so far.
Baptiste tried to turn the tables on Richmond and score a Braden Troyer-like goal, but didn't get a clean touch, and he was offside. Now Gentile. Yearwood. Usu Sakiri. Broken up by Sanchez. Alex Lopez for Javi Lopez. Didac. Lopez against Usu Sakiri, and Lavity comes up with possession. Trying to send Osewusu. Toby Osewusu, pro rookie out of George Washington. A lot of Atlantic 10 on the field right now. Oscar Umar. Broken up by Hermoso. Sanchez for Darter. Now Lopez. Victor Sanchez. Baptiste. Iglesias showing some strength. Iglesias denied by Travis Wara.
A little bit brighter moment there from Espanyol. Perez actually made a really good run and opened up some space, and a good opportunity there. Travis Wara covering his near post and saving it out for a corner kick.
Another corner for Espanyol, and that came off Baptiste down. Maybe Gentile got a little piece too to help turn that away. Approaching the hour mark, Richmond Kickers 2, RCD Espanyol 1, all of the scoring into the opening 45. Espanyol getting ready to make subs, at least 3 will come on here momentarily. Wara for Yearwood, but that's out for a throw. Darter. Broken up by Lee with some help from Umar, denying Didac the opportunity.
Yeah, good work to stop the ball coming in. We'll see what type of service they go with here. They've hit several balls at the near post for glancing headers. Seems to be their go-to corner kick.
Tried it again, and Gentile was able to clear. Lopez trying to restart for the Parakeets. I think more fearsome creatures to take a nickname. Also known as the Blanco y Azules. White and blue, here is Baptiste. Blocked by Yearwood. Evan Lee for Lavity. Umar, nice turn. Gentile. Didac wins the ball for Darter. Gentile, decent tackle, but Lopez recovers. Trying to find Perez, and Wara comes sliding out.
Yeah, linesman put his flag up as well, but referee just let play continue.
Had 4 subs getting ready to come on here for Espanyol. Yearwood's pass too far for Sakiri, and Now we will get subs. Fourth official's not even going to bother with the board on this one. I think we're going to see Pipa, an outside back here. Baptistao, Sanchez, and Lopez amongst those coming off. Victor Sanchez will also depart. Have to make it a rule that even in friendlies you got to wear shorts with numbers on them. Pipa gets his first touch. And Oscar Duarte. Duarte and Pipa, part of the new back four. Didac plays in. Melindo getting his first touch.
Dangerous opportunity coming up here for Espanyol. I think Brandon Eaton did a good job to get goal side and then ended up tugging his man down. Yeah, just a little tug of the arm and enough to give a dangerous opportunity here for Espanyol.
Hermoso is over the ball. '65th minute. Kickers out in front 2-1. Hermoso the strike, but that was handled. Then Hermoso takes a crack at the rebound.
Yeah, Richmond's been very dangerous from those positions with free kicks this year, with players like Shriver and Scott Thompson scoring goals. That one just unable to get over the wall.
Umar for Eaton. He was cut off by Pablo Piatti. Another of the newcomers here. Piatti will play up front.
The Richmond midfield just need to be careful there. They're outnumbered 4-1 or 4-2, and giving the ball away in their own defensive third. They're going to have to be careful, or they'll get punished.
Owusu Security in traffic, and he draws a foul. Fred has a knack for drawing whistles and frustrating opponents. Evan Lee.
Yeah, Owusu has a very deceptive first touch, and even though he's not a tall guy, he's very, very strong on the ball.
Oscar Duarte getting involved. Lopez playing it back. Duarte will defer here to Roberto, who's gone the distance in net. And here's Pipa, one of the youngsters up from the B side. Pipa showing a little pace. Now Hernan Perez. Iglesias, Warner right there. So Oscar Melindo, Pipa, Duarte, and Piatti, the subs on here.
You can see a good turn from Iglesias here to get his shot up. Didn't quite catch it how he wanted to, but he's definitely been one of the more dangerous players for Espanyol tonight.
Kicker's still out in front. 2-1, 67th minute. Kobayose Owusu. Turn it over against pressure. Iglesias going to lay it off from Melindo. Finds Hernan Perez. kickers fortunate.
Yeah, another turnover in the defensive third for Richmond, and this one whistles past the far post. Richmond just need to tidy up their play in that defensive third right now, or you're going to get punished against a quality team like Espanyol.
Bolduc with the header for Owusu to Owusu Sakiri. Turn it over to Malindo. Duarte's ball picked off by Umar. Owusu Sakiri. It's chased down by Didac, and he rolls it for Roberto. Hermoso. Now Perez has Pipa on the overlap. Perez stumbled, but an opportunity denied by Wara on Piatti.
Good save from Travis Wara there. Looked like the ball ricocheted right to the Espanyol forward's feet, and a great opportunity and a good save from Travis Wara.
And that's the kind of goal that, or play that's often resulted in a damaging goal against Richmond this season. Instead, it's yet another corner for Espanyol. 69th minute. Kickers cling to a 2-1 lead. Service in is headed out by Lavity, and we'll do it again. Darter taking the corner.
Yeah, similar to the first half. It took about 15 minutes for Espanyol to kind of get a grip on the game, and now we're 20 minutes left, and they're starting to put a bit more pressure on Richmond.
Darter, one of the Espanyol B team products, plays it short this time and wound up right at the feet of Matthew Bolduc, who's able to clear. Now Pipa. Hernan Perez. Alex Lopez. Piatti for Pipa. And that's broken up by Yearwood, but again, the kickers concede a corner.
Yeah, more flank play here. Good overlapping run from Pipa, and then he was disappointed not to get his ball across. Maybe it just took half a second too long.
This time Darter plays in, and it's headed out by Williams, keeping it away from Didac. Got some subs milling around for Espanyol, but no changes imminent. Lavity able to head that out. Now Perez gave it up to Evan Lee. And Umar clears. Pipa racing back, but Gentile there, then pounded by Lopez. And it winds up an Espanyol throw. Ruby urging his club on and maybe asking for some haste from a potential sub. Bolduc battling with Piatti. Eaton plays it back for Lee, who's able to clear. Evan Lee has seen very limited playing time this season. Darter. That was picked off by Bolduc. Perez lays it off for Piatti, and the shot blocked by Yearwood. Malindo recovers. Muscled off by Umar. Sakiri. Blocked by Duarte, the Costa Rican. Wearing the captain's armband, the veteran hampered by injuries last season, but was a member of the Costa Rica World Cup side in Russia earlier this summer. Hermoso. Pipa keeps it in play. And then Perez. Oscar Melindo. Darter. Piatti. And a foul whistled against Williams, who denied a turn.
Yeah, Richmond have been doing a good job defensively. I'd like to just see them see that good turn from the forward, just clip them. They just need to do a little bit better playing out of the back and keeping it in midfield. Been defending a lot the last 10-15 minutes.
Espanyol, perhaps not surprisingly, has had virtually all of the possession here in the second half. Possession's been a kicker's bugaboo in USL play. Piatti standing over the ball. Argentinian who played one game with the Argentine national side a few years back. Began his pro career in South America with the Estudiantes. Another sub. Puado is in the game now. Piatti's strike creates yet another corner.
Maybe Espanyol just still a little bit rusty coming back. You know, still pre-season. Maybe their set pieces and these free kicks and corners probably not quite as sharp as we'll see during the season.
Well, that one winds up on Piatti's boot. Shot blocked by Gentile. Didac tried to recover. Williams desperately able to clear to Owusu Security. And now Williams relieves pressure. Umar in a race with Piatti. Matthew Bolduc. Lavity. Deflected back to Williams. Now Yearwood. Neil Lavity. Puado, the fifth substitution for Espanyol tonight. Piatti's been involved since coming off the bench. Melindo. Now Puado getting his first touch. Puado. Blocked by Williams. Pipa. Melindo. Pipa. Back for Duarte. And Pipa was offside. Had another sub sneak in during that Melindo injury. Granero is into the Espanyol lineup. Native of Madrid. Scored 1 goal last season in 25 games. So 6 subs have come on here in the second half for Espanyol. Kickers sub 10 at halftime after 1 in the first half. 2-1 Richmond, 77th minute. Gentile was up for that header, but was beyond the touchline. Duarte. Hermoso has gone the distance. Puado. For Pipa. A couple of the youngsters from their B side, and Wara handles that. 2 years ago, Espanyol's B team was demoted to the 4th level of Spanish football. That demotion was short-lived. They won their division and earned their way back to the 3rd last year. A number of those players trying to earn first-team spots now.
Good hands from Travis Warrer on that one. Tricky ball in.
Gentile up with Hermoso. Guado. Pipa. Darter has thus far gone the distance. Mora out to play that ball. '79th minute, Kickers out in front 2-1. Obviously this doesn't count in the standings, but you got a nice crowd on hand, held down a little by the rain, but probably in the 7,000 range here tonight. How big is this for Richmond soccer if the Kickers hang on?
Oh, it's great for Richmond soccer. I mean, you know, the win against Swansea was huge, and you know, having other Premier League teams come in was great. And now a team of this stature from La Liga, like you mentioned, beating teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona. So this would be a great result for Richmond, you know, and a good boost going into the latter part of the season for them.
Does it win over the Euro snobs, I guess is the question here. Folks who, you know, are up at 6 in the morning and hanging out with my buddy Terry O'Neill and dismissive of the home side. Alvarado is in now, the 7th sub as the offside flag was up on what was percolating into a good opportunity.
Quick one there, dangerous opportunity. I think Espanyol will be a little disappointed with the amount of chances they created from these set pieces. They've certainly had a lot of free kicks and corners throughout the game. Really haven't troubled the goalkeeper too much.
I think Spangenberg one strong save in the first half and Warner one strong save in the second half. Otherwise, relatively routine work for the keepers, whose primary task has been to be alert on balls for runners. Hermoso's gone the distance thus far, heading that forward for Granero. Darter has played the distance. Duarte for Pipa, one of the 7 subs on now. Here's Plado. A lot of the Espanyol players go by one name that's popular in Spain and Brazil. Here's Plado. Glavity trying to close. Iglesias in for Alvaro, and we are level. Plado got on the end of it.
You can see Espanyol moving the ball quickly and getting it again into a wide position. Kind of been their game plan, and then an excellent ball in. And a strong header.
Plado was the star of that team that earned promotion last year, scoring 12 goals in 34 games in the 4th division. Barcelona native who's come up all the way through the club. And he's just 20 years old.
Yeah, and a great ball in from Alvaro. You can see the quality on the service.
Boy, Williams just denied Alvaro right there. Alvaro and Baptistao with assists on the Espanyol goals tonight. And in the 82nd minute, we are now level, but Espanyol bidding for more. Plado. And Melindo off target. Travis Wara, who's had MLS service with DC United. He was a starter last season for a stretch when United was banged up in goal. He's been in the United 18 a couple of times this year, but hasn't seen match action. Poitot turns it over there. And a drive by a guy we have no idea who that is, wearing number 35 for the Kickers.
You can see good run here. Tried to get the ball out of his feet. Maybe just couldn't quite get it out of his feet enough to get his strike on target.
35 on the shorts too. Evidently, David Bulow came up with a trial list from someplace who was not listed in the Kickers 22 when they turned the lineups in at 5 o'clock. This is really a friendly. Grabbing guys from wherever. Mike Voyak down in the truck. Can you contact Kickers PR? Find out who number 35 is, please. Thank you. You work with what you got. Owusu Sakiri. Oh, and he turned it over. Alvaro. Layoff for Granero. Now Piatti. And more. Sean Russell is wearing 35 for the Richmond Kickers. Now the question is, who is Sean Russell? Is that a young man from the academy? Do we have any idea who that is?
No, I can only assume it's a trialist training with the team, and
well, he's a big guy and he can run.
Yeah, what a great opportunity to come out and play against La Liga team.
And when you're sitting 14th in the table, big guy who can run. Here's Alvaro. Piatti, a little guy who can move. He's listed at 5'4", but he turned that one over. And here's Owusu Sakiri. So welcome Sean Russell. Be the 32nd member of the roster. Of course, that counts the guys from DC United who haven't been here in a while. Owusu Sakiri. Dane Kelly and Bruno Miranda send their regards. They're a little tied up tonight. United tangling with New York Red Bulls up in DC. Here's Yearwood, 86th minute. We are leveled at 2. Kickers have had 2 leads. Espanyol twice has rallied to tie. Bolduc trying to get on the end of that. Hermoso's gone the distance for Espanyol. Breaks that play up. Here's Granero. Hermoso jumping up. Piatti. Granero. Now Darter, another of the Espanyol players who's played the entire game. Pipa. Oh, a little back heel. Pipa denied. Darter there. Kickers furious. And we're going to get a conversation here. Mr. Griggs going to talk to one of his assistants. Flag stayed down.
Yeah, it was a great give and go and a good save from Travis. It looked to me like there was a touch which would have put the goal scorer offside. So to check the replay here.
It's a goal and it's 3-2. Darter scored that goal. They're announcing Pipa, but you can clearly see number 10, Darter, knocked that ball in. Darter, who came up through the youth program, scored 1 goal last season. Had a yellow card earlier tonight. Scores in the 87th minute off a scramble in front. And Espanyol has their first lead of the match. Foul drawn there by Kobe Owusu. Richmond free kick coming. Kickers have used 23 players tonight. Looking for Russell, broken up by Hermoso. Alvaro got a touch. Kickers haven't had really any possession here in the second half. It's not a shock. Williams, 88th minute, Kickers down a goal. Swansea scored late last season to get out of here with a win. Hermoso heads forward. Granero got a piece. Piatti. Now Puato, he scored the tying goal. Pipa helped create the goal that now is the margin of difference. Piatti. Melindo. Granero. Darter. Now Duarte, the World Cup veteran. He's played it too. Darter. 89th minute. 3-2 Espanyol. Hermoso. Didac, he's played the full game. Layoff for shot that was blocked by Williams on Melindo. Piatti from distance. And the deflection squirted off Puato. Kickers catch a break there in the 90th minute.
Yeah, big strike, big deflection, and just a little bit of a mishit. Just tried to redirect it with the side of his foot.
30 seconds left in the 90, waiting for the fourth official to indicate how long this one will be extended as Lee rolls it back to Brandon Eaton. Williams, Owusu Sakiri, Oscar Umar, around Granero, now Kobe Osewusu. Muscled off by Hermoso. Red Army wanted a foul. They don't have whistles. 2 additional minutes. We are in stoppage time here. And Espanyol trying to close out a 3-2 lead. Pipa. Puato. Granero. Darter. Now Espanyol will just try to rag it around and bleed the rest of the clock out. Pipa. Broken up by Williams, a little more aggressive than thought Espanyol might be there. Owusu Sakiri trying to get a counter started. Evan Lee. Gave it up to Piatti. Piatti and Puato puts Richmond to the sword.
Yeah, we said it earlier in the half here. You know, you turn the ball over in your defensive third, you're going to get punished, especially against teams of this quality. And good ball across and an easy tap in there for Puato.
It's 2 goals tonight for the youngster trying to jump from the 4th division to La Liga. And Espanyol has opened up a 4-2 lead. That sends some of the 7,000 or so heading for the exits here at City Stadium. Another frustrating second half for the Kickers. I don't know that you could take anything from this and necessarily apply it to league play, but there is a pattern.
Yeah, I mean, obviously David changed the entire lineup at halftime, which is going to change the dynamic a little bit. But you know, they were up a goal with not too long to go, so I think they'll be disappointed. They gave up 3 late goals in a game that they could have gotten a result in.
But Espanyol did have to work for it. Richmond kickers give a good account of themselves against a mid-table club from what FIFA says is the top professional league in the world. We are done here at City Stadium. RCD Espanyol 4, Richmond Kickers 2. We recap it next.
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on Rogue, America's best-selling SUV, and our entire lineup. Event ends April 2nd. Get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models.
Make time to escape to the coast and enjoy 60 miles of beautiful beaches and let the sound of the ocean's tide take you to your happy place. Now's the perfect time to book your spring getaway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Besides, you deserve it. Seize your moment now and come, let go, and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
Don't miss out. It's the final days of Nissan Now. Hurry in for big savings on Rogue, America's best-selling SUV, and our entire lineup. Event ends April 2nd. Get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models.
She works as a meteorologist at CBS 6, but Nikki D. Ray does all kinds of jobs. Roll call.
I'm Nikki D, the construction worker. I'm Nikki D, the insurance agent. I'm Nikki D, the doctor. I'm Nikki D, the fast food cook. I'm Nikki D, the referee. I'm Nikki D, the teacher. I'm Nikki D, the beekeeper. I'm Nikki D, the race car driver.
Nikki D, Can You Be Me? On CBS 6 this morning.
And we're back at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia, where tonight the Richmond Kickers tangling with RCD Espanyol of Spain's La Liga, and the Spanish side rallying for a 4-2 win tonight. The Kickers actually led into the 82nd minute when Espanyol erupted for 3 goals in the final 10 minutes. The firepower finally overcoming a kicker side that really played a terrific 45 and led at the break.
Yeah, first goal here, great ball in from Scott Thompson and a nice header from the big defender, Connor Shanoski, to give the Kickers 1-0 lead.
Shanoski's first goal in any competition this season. Equalizer coming here for Espanyol.
Yeah, Iglesias was causing a lot of trouble for the Richmond defense and finally got in behind. And a great little finish, little scoop over the goalkeeper.
One of a couple of strikers trying to make the jump from lower Spanish divisions. But then Braden Troyer took advantage of an error.
Yeah, obviously the goalkeeper's going to be very disappointed giving the ball away in that spot. And credit to Braden and a tidy finish off the far post.
A howler for the 20-year veteran Roberto for Troyer, the first goal of his professional career.
Yeah, you can see here, as the half wore on, Espanyol got the ball in some dangerous spots, and that's a quality service and a great finish.
Guado, who helped lead their reserve side to promotion last season, tied the game, and then Darter with a little touch to put Espanyol in front to stay.
Yeah, it was a great little give and go. The question was whether Pieper touched it again after Travis saved it. I think that's it was very tough to see. If he did, it would have been offside, but it looked like the referee gave him the benefit of the doubt. And then, yeah, the final goal, just another turnover in the defensive third, and ball across the 6 and a tap in. So get punished for those moments when you give the ball away, especially obviously playing against a top club like Espanyol.
And the 20-year-old homegrown prospect, Guado, scoring the second goal just a few seconds from time, deep into stoppage time, to give Espanyol a 4-2 win over Richmond. So as the Espanyol players meet the public, they will practice a bit more here, and then it's on to Cincinnati for the final game of their North American tour. For the Kickers, it's back to the old salt mines. League play resumes Saturday on the road against an old rival, Charleston. And then the Kickers back home here. And we'll talk to you again August 4th when Bethlehem Steel invades City Stadium. For Mike Voyak and our crew here tonight from City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia, I'm John Emmett. For Matthew Delicat, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Again, our final score in this friendly, RCD Espanyol 4, Richmond Kickers 2. Good night from Richmond.